Guys, what is up? Big Reviews here, back again with another video, and today I just wanted to break down the new, I think they're the first set picks from the new Harry Potter TV show. As you know, HBO is rebooting Harry Potter. They're doing 7 seasons of the TV show well into the 2030s, and each season will be one book starting in 2027. And I'm very excited for this, guys. Now, obviously, people are really tied with the movies, as am I. I mean, those movies are iconic. They're synonymous with the source material when it comes to, when you think of Harry, you think of, you know, Dan Radcliffe. When you think of Hermione, you think of Emma Watson, and so on and so forth. But, you know, now it's a new generation growing up, and it's time for a new Harry Potter. And the reason we would want this, I mean, at least for me, is because I reread the books about once a year, once every 2 years, just because I love reading them, and I always forget some stuff, so it's good to go back. And there's just so much source material that's not in the books. And people are saying, oh wow, season 1 and 2 are only going to be 6 episodes, which, yeah, I wish it was longer, but the first 2 books are pretty small. And also, if you think about it, if each episode's an hour, like HBO usually does, that's going to be over 5 to 6 hours per season for the first 2 seasons. The movies were, what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours? So we're still going to get double the amount of footage. And there's so much stuff, and one of the set picks that we're about to go over actually prove that there is going to be stuff from the books that weren't even touched upon in the movies. So right here we have Dudley. I do not know these actors' names, guys, so please cut me some slack. We'll obviously learn them as the show goes on. And this is interesting because this person right here, to his Dudley's left, is called Piers. I forgot his last name, but it's Piers. And basically in the book, you know, remember in the first Sorcerer's Stone movie, it was just Harry and the Dursleys. And in the book, Dudley did bring a friend, and we see the ice cream here. And this is because in the books, when they get to the zoo, the Dursleys are buying Dudley and the friends like this big chocolate ice cream, and then they look at Harry. Before they can be like, okay, we're done, the owner looks at Harry and is like, what do you want? So they're forced to buy him some lemon pops, and it's interesting because here we go, here's some lemon pops here that Dudley has, because in the book I'm pretty sure he does have the ice cream, but I'm pretty sure this is Petunia right here, and I'll say, and this is definitely them right here. I do not know where Harry is right now. He's probably over here somewhere. Here we get a better look at Dudley and Piers. And first off, the 90s tracksuit. This is perfect. If you guys know, obviously, Harry Potter is set in the 90s. And when they announced this reboot, we didn't know if they were going to keep it the 90s or make it like up to date in the 2020s or whatever. And I'm just really glad it's the 90s. I feel like it fits perfect for Harry Potter. We don't have to worry about cell phones and all this stuff. It's just the magic and in the regular world without a lot of technology. And they're really leaning heavy into the 90s aesthetic. Because if you remember, I'm pretty sure the book 1 takes place in like 1991. So this is like right when the 90s is like roaring, right? And so Dudley in a full tracksuit, that just makes perfect sense. And I love it. Here we go here. This is Vernon Dursley. And everyone said Dursley went on Ozempic, which I think is funny. Some people might be mad that he's not, you know, overweight, I guess, but no, I genuinely think he's gonna be good. I really like the fit. Again, it screams 90s, and this is almost like what you envision Dursley to be. Obviously, it's hard because you always have these other actors from the movies in your mind now for over a decade. But if you read the book and just read, like, this is also Dursley as well. He just looks like an average businessman, and that's all he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else but business. Again, here we go, Dudley with the tracksuit. I mean, it would just make sense. These were hot around the time, so obviously he would make his parents get it, and he's making this face. Now, I do want to say, this is probably the actor. I don't think they're actually filming the scene here, but if he makes stuff like this, he's probably sneezing or something. But that's a Dursley face. That's a Dudley face. So, you know, if he's making that in the movies, then we're obviously going to hate him very much. And he's doing his job then. Here we go. Here's Vernon, and here is Aunt Petunia with blonde hair, which is cool because obviously she had different colored hair in the movies, and I'm pretty sure she is blonde in the books. I forgot. But one thing that really, you know, pokes out to you here, and because we don't know what the Marauders are, who the Marauders are, who you know, Harry's parents are. We don't really know a lot of that casting. They're young, which means that thankfully one of the big gripes I had with the movies, even though the actors were fantastic, was that everyone was just a bit too old. If you remember in the books, I'm pretty sure they have Harry at like 21, and then they die obviously like in their early 20s, I think. Yeah, and in the movies it was like they were in like the 30s or something. They looked older. And now it's just great to see, like, you know, because it makes sense. Petunia is younger, and you know, especially the Dursleys look a bit older. But I'm really glad to see this, and that shows me that when we eventually get to, you know, Remus and Sirius Black and all that they are going to be younger. And we do know that they are filming seasons 1 and 2 back to back. They're probably going to do That's confirmed. We don't know if there's gonna be a little break in between. There'll probably be like a 2-month, 3-month break. But as you know, with between 1 and 2, they kind of have to look the same, And kids, obviously, when you hit 11, 12, you really start growing. We saw this with Percy Jackson. They took 2 years to make the second season of Percy Jackson, and he already has a deeper voice, and he's much taller. So I really like that they're filming back to back, and we do know that they have cast Voldemort. They are saving that for a surprise. I don't know if they're gonna make us wait until the show, which means we would have to wait until easily 2030 to find out who they cast. I highly doubt that. I think we're going to find out who it is in season 1. We already confirmed that the person who's playing Fudge, as you know, the Minister of Magic, he will have scenes, he said. He confirmed he has scenes in season 1, which is so great because obviously when the movies came out, the books really weren't done. So we didn't get Fudge until, I'm pretty sure, the 3rd movie. And we didn't get, obviously the main Voldemort actor till the 4th movie. So it's going to be cool finally having one singular Voldemort, and we're going to see Fudge along the way, and we're going to see a lot of scenes that we didn't even see in the books per se about, where Fudge is during book 1 and all this, and I'm sure we'll definitely go, I'm sure the first, the opening of the whole show will probably be, Voldemort killing Harry's parents, and we might be able to see a little more of that. That'll be cool to see a full reveal. I don't think we'll see a full reveal of how he looks. I think they're going to save that until Goblet of Fire, which, if they're going to release a season every year, and they're going to start in 2027, that leads us to 2031. We're going to get Goblet of Fire. This is going to be a long series, guys, but I'm really interested to see who they cast. I think it's Cillian Murphy. That's been a fan cast. I think he would kill it. But no way they make the actor and the studio and everyone hold this secret for 4 to 5 years. I think they're going to hold this just to build hype a little bit until season 1 comes out. And last but not least, we have the main Harry Potter, and I'm just loving, this is literally book Harry. This is book Harry. Obviously the glasses. I love, obviously, Dudley's old clothes, and his hair is perfect. Again, if I'm, I know there's some hardcore Harry Potter fans out there. If I'm praising this Harry and how he looks and how I think he's going to do the character, I'm not dissing Daniel Radcliffe. Obviously, he's my Harry as well. I grew up with him. But I'm ready for the new stuff, and it's so cool to see this because, Harry's hair in the book is described as, shaggy and all over the place and stuff. And obviously, Dan's was like that a little bit, but it was more like a comb a little bit. This is literally how I envisioned it. And this face he's giving is great. Obviously, I don't think he's filming here, but it's great because one thing I want from Harry in this show, the biggest thing I want from Harry, is the sassiness. If you've read the books, Harry does a lot of sarcasm, and he has sass, and he just always is especially when it comes to Snape, he's always, don't call me sir, professor. That's an iconic line from the books, and that was really out. We saw that a little bit in Half-Blood Prince. Finally, obviously, we saw him starting to be sassy a lot, but that was right at the end of the whole saga. So it would be cool to see him like this throughout the whole time. But yeah, guys, these are really the big set picks. I mean, I'm really excited. Obviously, another thing too, if you zoom in here, there's the scar, and if you zoom in on a higher quality picture, the scar actually looks realistic, like a scar. Obviously, Dan's didn't look bad, but it did look like they just put it on and stuff. They're actually making this look like a scar. You can't really see it that much, but if you zoom in on a high quality picture, I promise it literally looks like a regular scar, and I love that. But yeah, guys, these are the first set picks. I'm sure we'll get more over the coming months as they film Sorcerer's Stone and, obviously they're going to film Chamber of Secrets then back to back. I'm sure we'll get a first look at Hermione and Ron soon. We already have a look at Hagrid, and I'm interested to see when we'll get the first look at Dumbledore and McGonagall and some of the big players in this world. But let me know what you guys think. I'm excited. As always, been Joey. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.